Girl, y'all need to get on this drama because it looks like Irv Gotti may not have died from complications stemming from the stroke and diabetes he suffered, as widely reported by different media sources, as word on the street is that some powerful figures wanted him gone. They finally made their move just days ago. But here's where it gets even juicier. We all remember that Ashanti and Gotti had a little romantic history, right? Well, inside sources report that Gotti allegedly confided in her about the people after him. And now, just days later, Ashanti is breaking her silence. And girl, she is ready to name names. For those who may not be aware, Irv Gotti was one of the biggest names in hip-hop in the late 1990s and early 2000s. He had names like Ja Rule, Charlie Baltimore, and Ashanti under his label. However, his signees left the label after Gotti faced money laundering charges, as the feds accused him of laundering money for the cartel. After Gotti won his case, he decided to stay behind the scenes. It wasn't until a few months ago that Storm Monroe broke the news. Just as things seemed to be looking up for Gotti, he had fallen into a coma. Over the past few months, now this wasn't the first time that Gotti made the news over his health issues. TMZ previously reported that he had suffered a minor stroke last year, linked to complications from his diabetes. But then, a few days ago, Gotti's family announced his passing, and while the reason he passed was not officially announced, different media sources reported that he passed on due to complications from stroke and diabetes, which he had a long battle with. Hours after his family announced his passing, the internet was filled with condolences from fans and celebrities alike. But 50 Cent shocked the internet when he posted his photo of him smoking on a hookah with the caption, "I'm smoking on dat Gotti pack, nah God bless him lol." Now, one condolence that stood out from others was from Ashanti. Ashanti took to her Instagram page and wrote, "I can't believe things ended like this and it makes me so sad. We weren't on the best terms the past few years, but as I've always said, through our ups and downs, I will forever be grateful for everything that you've done for me." She continued, "We made history and that will remain infinite. I've always respected your musical genius and ability to push me to be my best. All the greatness and positive things that came far outweigh the dark and negative times. I have always prayed for you to find peace. Sending love and prayers to the entire family. Rest well, rest in peace, Irv." Ashanti's condolence stood out because of the history they had together. After what he did to her years ago, how he could have continued to hold back her career if she hadn't summoned the courage to leave, and how he was open about not feeling no remorse for all that he did to her.
All my finances, he wanted me to invest in, what was it, Urban Jeffries, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, why? It don't say my name. It says Urban Jeffrey, mother. So
you can laugh now.
Now I can laugh, But when you think about it in hindsight, it is hurtful because this is a person that you trusted and that you thought really had your best interest.
I gotta imagine that you were...
For those who may not be aware, Irv Gotti rose to fame during his time at Def Jam, and in 1998, co-founded Murder Inc., where he signed artists like Ja Rule, Ashanti, and Charlie Baltimore. His relationship with Ashanti has long been a hot topic in the media, but it faced even more public scrutiny after he admitted to grooming her and obsessing over maintaining control, even when she wanted nothing to do with him.
I made those Ashanti records.
Can you rock with me?
Oh, I made those records. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wrote them, but she wrote them with the help of me telling her what to write. And all of y'all, whoever knows me, I don't lie. I'm not a liar. You know what I'm saying? But I helped make those records.
Right.
So I own them.
And whenever Irv Gotti gets in front of a camera to discuss his work and achievements, he somehow always finds a way to bring up his past, with Ashanti revisiting how he couldn't let go of her, as if her name is permanently attached to his legacy.
I mean, I think Irv's very emotional. You know what I mean? He's a Cancer. And I feel like he didn't always put business as a priority. That's what I feel. And again, like, he just painted the perception very one-sided. And I just feel like now is when I gotta be brave enough to speak up.
To put it into perspective, Ashanti was 20 years old when she met and signed to Gatto's label. Gotti was 10 years older and was married. He was in control of her career and she had to be around him anytime she wanted to work.
I feel like sometimes when a man feels like he's losing control and he can't manipulate and he can't dictate and he can't tell you what to do with your finances and he can't, control, where you go and who you're with. And, I think that gets to a man's ego. So then he turns to bashing shame.
Ashanti admitted that she and Irv Gotti dated for a short period of time, back in the day, but it was nowhere near the serious relationship he claimed. When federal agents started investigating Murder Inc. for money laundering, the brands she was working with quickly distanced themselves, treating her as guilty by association. As a result, she and others left the label. However, Gotti took issue with Ashanti specifically for walking away, even going so far as to say she ran like a cockroach when the lawsuit hit. Also, it gets crazier when you find out that before his passing, Ashanti and Irv Gotti had another meeting, or should I say encounter, and this time it her trying to purchase the masters of her music from him. And because of the grudges Gotti had for her, he told her he was never going to give her back her masters, and instead he sold it to some French billionaire. So when news of his death broke the whole internet, we're waiting to hear what Ashanti had to say about him.
She's gonna have to buy it back from this guy named Olivier Chastain.
He sounds dangerous.
He's a billionaire Frenchman,
Okay.
and he's my guy, and I'm entering a deal with him for a lot of money.
We're supposed to make some noise for that. I believe we gotta make some noise for that.
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And I ain't even drunk, but I signed a letter of intent. It's like $250 million.
So the catalog?
No, not just the catalog.
I like rich French people.
Not just the catalog,
The IP?
but to give me funding for visionary ideas.
But then it looked like Gotti told Ashanti way more than the French millionaire who bought her masters, because word on the street is that Gotti opened up about his struggles with Ashanti at their last meeting. And in the process of talking about his struggles, he opened up to Ashanti on how some people wanted him dead. Now, Gotti has had ties with dangerous people for a very long time, as not only was he linked to a drug cartel, but he was also accused of helping them launder their money, so meeting dangerous people sent new to Gotti. Now, inside sources are reporting that Ashanti claims Gotti had unfinished business with the cartel as they blame him for disrupting their operations. Arrest of notable key members in the raid that had Gotti lose the signees of his label. The source revealed that Ashanti feels the only way she can pay her final respect to Gotti is by coming out to call out the names of people who had something to do with his passing on, and she would be coming out in a few hours to spill out names she got from him in their last conversation. Now, I feel Ashanti coming out to call out the alleged killers of Gotti might be a little bit overreach, considering how powerful the cartel are and the lengths they take in capturing anyone they need. I feel the best she can do is pass the names to the feds so they can do her thing and get them arrested. Ashanti confirming that there was some sort of foul play in Gotti's health had the internet talking, and they left comments saying, the way Irv Gotti talked shit about Ashanti for years. I'm shocked she still showed class in her tribute. I respect her even more. Irv Gotti is a lesson. No matter how great of producer he was and how great of an eye for talent he had, all we are left with and seeing on the internet right now is how he treated Ashanti and put her through hell. People always remember how you made them feel. I wasn't expecting Ashanti to make a post paying her condolences to Irv Gotti passing away even though they weren't on the best of terms. But the fact that she took time to do that was very class act. So do you think Alika Keys was truly right about the cartel having something to do with Gotti's death? Or do you think this is some made up BS from Ashanti to get some trendy moments? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next video.